Hello everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about the absolute part a little bit more because last time I talked about the design versus Darwinism. My main point is that both are actually in our world. And for anything or for something in the relative part, it has both sides, the design part and the absolute part. They are in one. So that's my major point. Especially in the human itself, we can see that because our brain, according to this theory, has the absolute part, the two small absolute are residing in our brain. So that's my point. Okay, so they are not entirely versus each other. Okay, they are not entirely opposing each other. That's my point. They are both inside something. Okay, in the absolute part. Okay, and to continue along this line, for the absolute, I want to point out the fact that in the early times, like 1,000 years ago, we know in the Bible, there's a chapter 1 or book 1, the Genesis, it says, it begins. That means the world has a beginning, right? That's the earliest, like 2,000 years ago. When we come to the Copernicus, right? To come to the from the sun, the earth goes by itself. The sun goes around it, and till the central heating system, right? Okay, the Copernicus said it's the opposite. We should regard this as a denial of the ancient, the religious part. Think about that. That's a denial. All right, and although in the modern times, in the cosmology, the contemporary cosmology, it's reversed it back again. Okay, now from the philosophical point of view and the theory, the Instancology and absolutology believes the beginning also exists. Okay, so it has a beginning. If we trace this process, we can see it has been through three phases. First, denial. First, affirmative. Affirms the world has beginning. Then Copernicus denies it. It revises it to central heating system. Then now it comes back again from philosophy, from the Instancology, and from the Big Bang theory. So it's three phases. You can say positive, negative, and it's sort of reverses back. It's a Hegel's idea. You can see that, right? I just want to point that out. So another way to think about this is when in the ancient times, from the point of view of religion, they think human beings, or we are the center of the universe. And for the next, after the Middle Ages, in modern times, science denies it, right? We are just like nobody in the corner of the universe. Actually, a corner of the Milky Way galaxy, right? We are nobody at all. And then now, from this Instancology, we discovered the absolute. So it's sort of like a reverting back to religion. We are somebody, right? And so I want you to see this point. The discovery of absolute is really something. It gives you the unique position. And so think about that. That's a very profound concept. Okay? And also, when we have the division of the absolute versus the relative, I said whatever comes creates, it must be one. That one is something. It must be something. That something must have a limit. So that's basically the three are in one. That is our world. Okay? From this point on, you can understand why I say previously Darwinism versus design is not very, it's a sort of a dogma, right? It's opposing each other. It's not entirely like that. It both reside in human being, in something, okay? So from this point of view, I want to point it out. Our thoughts has that nature too. When our brain produce thought, it must be one. Or the consciousness, when it be aware of something, it must be one thing first. Okay? So how the absolute produced or caused the emergence of one or something that limited, our brain does the same, producing thought. See, this is double way, right? This is according to the principle of the methodology of Instancology. Everything, if it's creation, it must be one. But every one, when it's produced, it must be two. Can be double or repeat itself once. So how the absolute produce the relative and how human brain produce a thought, they are the same. I want you to think that way, and that's a point. Okay, and also the way you can think of in the Big Bang, we know there's a theory of inflation, right? It goes slowly expanding itself. You can think our thoughts goes that way too. But of course, this is my postulate. And also, in the Big Bang, we have the black hole thing, right? And in our thought, in our brain, we have dreams, right? I believe the dream, that's my postulate too. The dream is a way of clear out the whatever we don't need to remember. That's insignificant thoughts from previous days. That's a function of it. It's like a black hole in the space. So the idea is like that. So I want to say, as a conclusion, the absolute, how the absolute produces the relative is the same as how our brain produces the car. We have a car, the concept of car. So they are comparative to each other. They are the double process that we have. That is, whatever produced, it must be one, and whatever one must be two. That will be double. It will repeat itself once in nature. Okay, so that's my point I want to say. I just want to add this part. to the relative versus absolute. Next time, when we have time, we'll go on to the relative part. Okay? Thank you very much. See you next time.